been too long. Haven't even had a chance to do any videos. Been working, I don't know, 110 hours a week, something like that. And then when you come home, you gotta do a ton of stuff. You gotta freaking mow all that crap every day. But it was worth it for a little bit, but now the weather's so hot. It's been, I think July was the hottest month in record in Arizona, and it was, hell man, it was 110 every day, something like that, or over, every day was over 100 at least. And then it's been 100 to 118 lately. So this bad boy has not been driven. I think I put maybe, I don't know, 100 miles on it since the tune, maybe, probably less. It's just too hot. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth driving it. But if you notice, hood is off. Sitting right there. It's so hot that I can't drive it, but I finally got a minute to come outside and work on it. So I figured I'm gonna do a couple things. We're gonna do a couple little things cosmetically, aesthetically. I know I'm gonna pull the bumper. Pull that off. I want to put that brace underneath there. I think the ZR1 has a brace that you can end up keeping from losing your lip. Because the last time I put a lip on it, the first time I drove it, it freaking broke right off. Just sucked it right off under the car on a pull on the freeway. So it didn't like it. So I'm gonna try to do that brace thing. So I'm gonna pull this bumper off. If you guys have ever done this bumper, under here, you have a couple of these. Let's see if I can get this in here. Under here you got a couple bolts, 4 of them I believe, to take off, and then of course the other side over there, just a couple of those. Then underneath I think there's a couple 2, 3, 4, got to pull the wheels off to get the fender liner out over here, because there's a couple nuts right here, because there's studs that come down. So once you get all that off, bumper pretty much comes off. So I'm gonna jack it up. I still gotta take back these Harbor Freight jack stands. If you guys have them, there's warranty on these things. This is all I'm using for now. Ghetto rig here for the speakers. But those things gotta go back to Harbor Freight, because it's just, I guess somebody's had them collapse on them or something like that. So shop's kind of vacant right now. And I had to move the caddy out of there because it just takes up so much room. I need a room to get the truck, or get the vet jacked up and everything. So there's the caddy. Oh, there's the daughter's ride. She was cruising around in her Jeep yesterday. But then I have the truck and the trailer ready. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna take it down to Owen at Hawk Speed here on Thursday, and we're doing do a couple little secret tweaks to it. I don't know about secret, but whatever. Do a couple tweaks to it. Since how it's hot, it's the perfect time to try and test some things out. We're still running the G4 supercharger from ESS. That thing's a beast. So I might end up hooking oil to it so I can just run it oil fed. It's all set up for it. It's self-contained right now. Got the vent and the fill, the level check. But it's also set up to run oil fed and then drain back into the crankcase. So we might end up doing that too. We'll see. But for right now, I'm gonna get this thing jacked up, get the bumper off, and get this thing ready to take it down to Owen. Well, it's only 128% humidity, but that stupid humidity, man, just a little bit of it. Holy shit, it's crazy. 100 degrees. That's what we're looking at this week, fellas and girls, if there's any girls. Better than last week. Last week was nuts. All right, This isn't a horrible thing to do to pull this off. I don't know if some people might be intimidated by it, and most people probably like whatever, but it takes a minute, and you gotta be careful when you take the hood off, if you're gonna take the hood off too, but you don't want to scratch it up. But underneath, you have 4 of the hex screws. Underneath here, you have the push pins, the plastic ones, a little bit bigger than this. Looks like I'm missing one. Anyways, take those off. There's a couple underneath here that are holding the this cowl. So that cowl underneath mounts up here, mounts along the bottom of the bumper. So the bumper should pretty much be loose right now, except for these 2 10 millimeters. So what you need to do, you need to drop this off of here. That is your fog light if you have fog lights. And then inside of here, you have your marker. So you just need to, wherever the compression is, right here. There we go. So that's off. And now we should pretty much be clear. So anyways, those are off, those are off. 10 millimeters here. And once you loosen up those ones, bumper will just tilt off of the bottom, and then you have to lift it off the lip of the top. All right, screws are off, the nuts are off on the bottom of this. That'll fall. That's how it go. Same thing on the other side. That'll fall. And then there's 2 tabs right inside that you just have to pop off of the bumper. 4 tabs, 2 on each side. Then be careful, because these right here just sit in a little plastic mount. So you want to be careful pulling those out. They're not that expensive, but they're a pain in the butt if you have to go try to get one. So they just pop in. So now the bumper should be free. And then I'll probably end up dropping my phone when I do it. Oh boy, there it is. Not too bad. So I'm gonna end up pulling off the foam just for transport, because it's just got those 2 little nuts in there, the bolts to hold that on. So I'm gonna take that off, wheels back on it, load it up on the trailer so it's ready to go. I'm gonna take it to Owen and do a little plan. We got time. I'm not gonna be doing any riding or driving for a little while. Shit, till it gets under 100, I just won't even bother. It's not worth it. There's a couple cars out there, freaking crazy, out there racing. Most of them have stock motors, not as much power. So that's just one of those things where I think it's easier on them. As soon as you start pushing this kind of power and running it in the heat, it's just silly. I don't need to. So we'll see. I'll get this thing together, and short video. It's just a quick little tutorial on getting the bumper off. Pretty simple. Like I said, it just sits around here on these little lips right here and just rests on there. I actually opened that up myself. See how ghetto it is. It's actually a faux vent. Like, there's nothing even going through there. It just looks like it. Now there's a vent in the hood, or in the bumper right here, which is open. And that's weird because that's open, but this is not. So I opened it up, try to get some more airflow in there. So we're gonna do a couple things. Poor AC condenser, all banged up. That's what happens when it's a street car, man. This freaking AC, you gotta run it. We'll do some more updates here soon. Peace out.